20 major aid organizations are demanding urgent action in Gaza, saying world leaders must act now to prevent the evisceration of life. They say Israel has deliberately made Gaza uninhabitable, warning the catastrophic situation will get even worse as troops escalate an assault on Gaza City. Hundreds of thousands of people are still sheltering there, despite the IDF's evacuation demands. Others have left, but they say there is nowhere safe to go. This family is just camped on the side of a road, as you can see. The mother saying they're exhausted after walking for days.
Here, there is no place to sleep. Here in the street, on the street, sleeping on the sidewalk, in the cold, in the sand, and in the sewer and the filth. There is no shelter or anything. Me and these girls.
Making Gaza uninhabitable may be the point, according to Israel's finance minister, while the lives of millions of Palestinians hang in the balance and countless bodies have yet to be recovered from the rubble. Bezalel Smotrich says Israel's done with the demolition phase and is now talking with the United States on how to divide up the spoils of war.
There's a business plan set by the most professional people there is and is on President Trump's table, and how this thing turns into a real estate bonanza. I'm not kidding, it pays off. Paid a lot of money for this war, so we need to divide how we make a percentage on the land marketing later in Gaza. And now, no kidding, we've done the demolition phase, which is always the first phase of urban renewal. Now we need to build. It's much cheaper.
Bezalel Smotrich there. Well, the military wing of Hamas just issued a statement saying it has distributed the remaining hostages throughout Gaza City neighborhoods. It says the IDF's ground incursion means Israel will not get any of them back, dead or alive. Our Jeremy Diamond has more for you from Tel Aviv.
Well, as the Israeli military makes its opening moves to invade Gaza City, Hamas is issuing a dire warning, a threat really, about the lives of the hostages. In a new statement, Hamas has said that Israel's invasion of Gaza City amounts to Israel throwing away its chances of getting Israeli hostages back alive or dead. Hamas has now said that it has spread out the hostages across Gaza City's different neighborhoods and, quote, will not be concerned for their lives as long as Netanyahu has decided to kill them. That is, of course, a reference to the fact that the Israeli Prime Minister has signed off on this invasion of Gaza City, despite the fact that there is significant evidence that Israeli hostages are indeed being held there. The Israeli military spokesman, for his part, says that the military will do, quote, everything to avoid harming them, will operate responsibly and in coordination with Israeli intelligence services. But this speaks directly to so many of the fears that we have heard from the families of those hostages who have been crying out in Israel almost on a daily basis now, in particular in protests in front of the Israeli Prime Minister's residence, expressing their fears that their loved ones will be killed amid this Israeli military offensive in Gaza City, with some of them even accusing the Prime Minister of essentially signing these hostages' death certificates and calling for this offensive to be halted and a ceasefire to be reached instead with Hamas. Now, as all of this is happening, we're also monitoring a situation that took place at the Allenby crossing between Jordan and the West Bank, controlled by Israel. According to reports, a driver of a humanitarian aid truck that was headed from Jordan to the Gaza Strip opened fire at that crossing, killing 2 individuals. It's not clear if those individuals were soldiers or civilian employees of that crossing. The Israeli military calling this shooting a terrorist attack, and as a result, halting all humanitarian aid shipments through this land route from Jordan to the Gaza Strip, while there is an inquiry that is completed and the implementation of what they're describing as revised screening procedures for Jordanian drivers. And so that suspension of aid from Jordan to Gaza will likely impact about 100 to 150 trucks of aid per week, according to an Israeli military official, but nonetheless will undoubtedly have an impact inside of the Gaza Strip. Jeremy Diamond, CNN, Tel Aviv.